So, Leicester Tigers 47, Newcastle Falcons 3. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that at all to be that comfortable. Obviously, I predicted 20 points. Was it Opta predicted 31? I thought that was very, very optimistic. But to be 44 points. During the warm-up, I was thinking we'd do really well to actually score 4 tries in that weather, because it was absolutely pelting it down, absolutely freezing cold. But then we scored 4 tries in the first half. Just really, really wasn't expecting it. Probably performance of the season. Obviously, it was against quite a poor opposition in Newcastle, but considering that we scored 7 tries in that weather and that we kept them to just 3 points, I think that's got to be a great shout for the best performance of the season for me. 5 points, 7 tries, just brilliant afternoon of rugby. It's proper old school Tigers performance. Getting to the game itself. Weirdly, looking back now, Newcastle actually had the better of the first 10 minutes. I think they won a few penalties. They had one really motoring line-out drive maul that we stopped quite well, but they really had the ascendancy in the first 10 minutes or so. I think we didn't really look like we conceded a try, but they definitely had the upper hand, definitely. I think it was Reffel that got penalised and Conan slotted over the 3 for the first points of the game, and they deserved the lead. They really did. But then from the restart, when they went to clear it, I think they were caught offside from the clearance kick, and then Pollard kicked to the corner, and we scored. Tommy Reffel scoring his first of the afternoon. Interestingly, I think we went for an 8-1 line out. So we had Kelly and Scott in the line out itself. I think Reffel was at receiver, and then obviously Montoya joined them all as well, and then I think Stewart even joined them all. So what was that, 10 players, 11 players were in that maul at the end. And yeah, that was just absolutely clinical. Literally the first 10 seconds of being inside the 22, we'd scored a try. Compare that to Newcastle, who had a good few phases inside the R22 and then we couldn't get anywhere. And I feel like that really hit Newcastle, that we could be that clinical, that all the pressure they'd put on us, that only led to 3 points, we put no pressure on them and then we scored straight away. I think that was a really almost big moment in the game within this first quarter of the game. Newcastle again had pretty much the momentum and the upper hand, but I think it was back-to-back penalties at the line out, the maul, another 5 metre line out. The maul didn't get the try, but it was a brilliant line from Matt Scott off Lenny's pass. Skipped past his old friend Maroney and went over. It's good to see him scoring again in a really, really good line for his try. Again, coming from the maul, which was finished really well. And then a couple of minutes later, had some really, really good patience. I think we went through about 15 phases in the end. And then finally, Montoya changed the direction in the attack, went short side. And then Lenny put a really good pass in for Reffel to go over in the corner. Collins did really well not to touch the ball. I'm not sure who the Newcastle defender was, but he went for Collins, get the ball, missed it, and then Reffel dived in the corner, and that was try a couple of minutes after that one. And then we had the bonus point wrapped up before half time. Big carries close to the line. Ollie Chesson brought down just before the line. The ball kind of like squirted out. And Visa was on hand to dot the ball over, probably the easiest try he's going to score in his life. Tigers 26, Falcons 3. Bonus point wrapped up. I was just, really not expecting it. The line out was just absolutely firing. We were being so clinical, something that we haven't done this season at all. I think the first 3 visits to their 22 brought tries, maybe even only had 5 visits in the whole half and then came up with 4 tries. It was just, proper wet weather rugby, super clinical. Our kick chase was on it, defence was on it. and we deserve to be that much in front. Obviously, coming from that, when you've got the bonus point wrapped up and we know we're going to win the game, it's always going to be a bit of a flatter second half, and it turned out to be. But it was scrappy, but we kept going throughout the 40 minutes. I think it was 53rd minute. Raffle went over for his hat trick. Proper kneel back special, wasn't it, to getting the 2 tries from the maul. Again, I think it was an 8-1 line out. So something that I don't think I've actually seen at all this season, or not noticed that we've done. So maybe something that Palmer or McKellar or a mixture of the coaches had seen. That was a weakness for Newcastle to overload the line out and the maul. But Raffle went over for his hat trick. Yeah, he did really well actually, because I feel like it splintered a bit the maul. So to cross over, he did super well. Great to see him get a hat trick. And Newcastle did fire a few shots, but our defence was just really solid, really comfortable. Felt like we're always in control. I think they went to a crossfield kick at some point, and Haas Collins just was really patient, waited for, I think it was Moroni who got the ball and then tackled him into touch. We just defended superbly. Newcastle did not know what to do. Then we got the next another try on the 65th minute, again coming off the maul, which was just brilliant this afternoon. And then the ball was passed to Kata, who drew the 2 men. Just an excellent little bit of play. He was brilliant off the bench. And then passed to Haas Collins in the corner, who did really well to pick up the ball, to be fair. It wasn't a kind pass as such. And he went over for another very easy finish. And then finished off last play of the game. Mike Bratton going over for a deserved try. And finished Tigers 47, Falcons 3. So 2 times we played them this season, we've now scored 107 points to 10, which is some going considering, yes, Newcastle aren't quite the standard of the rest of the Premiership, but they're still a decent team. And to shut them out like that when they got exciting players like Radwan, Abatoyimbo's an excellent player, Moroni. I've got some players and we just completely shut them out. Obviously the weather meant that it's always going to be that kick-heavy game, but we're just really, really impressive. To score that many points, that many tries in that weather is really, really impressive. Just, yeah, super happy with that. I would be worried as a Newcastle, if I was a Newcastle fan, if I'm a fan of the Premiership, the fact that they are, what is it now, 8 losses, and they're quite, just a big gulf in class between them and a lot of the rest of the Premiership. Obviously, their coach at the end of the game had a few stern words about the management, about what's going on with the club. Yeah, it's just another sign that English rugby is just not in a great place at the moment, is it? That you've got a team in the Premiership that is just such a gulf in class between them. They've got a few good players, but that's about it, unfortunately. But I think we made them look not great as well. I think a lot of credit has to go to us. The fact that we didn't let them fire a shot as such. Yeah, they were poor, but I think we made them look a lot poorer than they really are. Yeah, as I already said, just a proper Tigers of old performance, which was brilliant to see. The line-out maul, which has been very poor by our standards for most of the season so far, was just really, really dominant. Really was. Obviously, I said about how we overloaded the line-out. That's obviously something we saw. So some really good analysis there by the coaching. And there was a lot of really good variation as well. It wasn't just the straight up maul. I remember one where Visa peeled off the back of the line out and just kept Newcastle guessing. They didn't know what was coming next. It was just, yeah, really impressive to see. In that sort of game, your kick chase, your set piece is going to be massive, and we really, really did well with that. Standouts, I think the whole pack, you've got to give it to them. Line out maul, just fair play to all of them. The scrum as well, yeah, brilliant from them. I think it was 100%. No, I think we maybe lost one line out of 19, or out of 20, and then our maul was 100%. So yeah, the whole pack, you've got to absolutely give it to them. And one of those, Ollie Chesham, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He seemed like our main line-out jumper. Obviously, I think he even started the season, but seasons gone by, Henry Liebenberg has been our main line-out jumper, but today. I really noticed that Ollie was the main man, and he took some really tough ball, especially in those conditions when the ball's slippy, when the weather's tough. He was, brilliant. I think he stole a couple of Newcastle's liners as well. I thought it was very impressive. Mike Brown, just so reliable. First game in 3 weeks, and to put a performance out like that is just shows what a class player he is. Really hope we can keep him for the rest of the season. But yeah, superb. Really deserved his try. Took everything in the air. I think made the most meters out of anyone on the field. He was just, brilliant again. Jasper Wiese, it's just a monster. Absolute monster. Not making as many meters ball in hand as years gone by, but he's just been man marked now, isn't he? 2-3 defenders are always on him, yet he's still getting that gain line carry, getting past the gain line. He's just an absolute beast. Another one that I really pray that we can keep hold of, but I think signs are saying now that maybe he is off, but we don't know. And until it's official, we can dream, we can start the GoFundMe, we can add a few more pounds to his wage. But yeah, he was brilliant again. Montoya, I thought had a better game than last week, but as the games come on, he's going to just get better and better. I thought Pollard again, just absolute class. Kata off the bench is just an absolute animal to bring on for the last 20. Whether that is the way we're going to go forward, or he does deserve to start, but I do like this role off the bench, just adds that massive impact into our back line. Jamie Shilcock, I thought was superb when he came off the bench as well, showed what a class act he is. But player of the match has got to be Tommy Reffell, the Welsh Prince. Tommy turnover, Tommy 3 tries, just absolutely unbelievable what rugby is playing at the moment. I don't know how the TNT Sport, I think they gave it Jasper, didn't they? Which is, okay, he had a good game, but Tommy Reffell was the best player on the pitch today by some distance, and considering who we have on our team, that is some going. He's just really stepped up, hasn't he? Like the last few years and seasons, he's been absolutely phenomenal, but this season, he's got to be up there in a shelf, one of the best open sides in world rugby right now, because he's turning into the all-round 7. Breakdown defence, he's always been superb, but now his carrying ability, his passing, his speed as well, his finishing now as well for that second try, now scoring tries, just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, really was a performance like Neil Back of yesteryear. Just, what a man. So happy that he plays for Leicester. Hopefully he'll play for Leicester for a good few more years, get that 10-year contract on the table. Just, Tommy Reffell, what a performance, what a season he's having. I think I know he's only played a few games, but he's got to be an early shout for player of the season for us and for maybe the whole of the Premiership if he continues on the way he's going. Yeah, that player of the match got to be Tommy Reffell for me. But yeah, 8 games gone, 4 wins, 4 losses, 20 points on the league table. I think at the start of the season I'd be a bit disappointed with that outcome after 8 games, but considering where we were a few weeks ago, that is a very, very good outcome. It was looking like our season was over if we had lost against Northampton, but now we're 7 points from top, 5 points from 4th. Another win and we're going to be right in that top 4 shout again. The momentum's with us, the internationals are firing, we're starting to click, playing some good rugby in parts. Things are looking a lot better now, aren't they, as we go into the European break. It's going to be a tough European break. Obviously Stormers next week. What a battle that is. What a great test for us. See how far we've come up against one of the South Africans' best teams. They're going to be super physical. Some outstanding players in their side. Going to be great to welcome them to Welford Road on Sunday. That's just so exciting, isn't it? I know there's a lot of, not sure if we like the South African teams in the Champions Cup, but to welcome the likes of Manny Lebok, Damien Villenser to Welford Road is just, that's putting bums on seats. Lebok against Pollard next week. That is so exciting, isn't it? So yeah, absolutely buzzing for next Sunday. And yeah, things are starting to look a lot more promising.